Hello Hogwartians and welcome back to another Hogwarts Legacy video. As you already might know, we are going to get every single Demiguise Moon, even though you don't need the last 3. Also, I'm gonna show the whole quest, so spoiler warning. If you don't want to get spoiled, you can just click the timestamps on the Demiguises. If you want to see whole thing, that would be great. The whole thing starts with the Caretaker's quest called the Caretaker's Lunar Lament quest. So we are gonna spend our time and helping Gladwin Moon in order to get rid of the Demiguises. And where you can find the Demiguises? Well, they are located in Hogwarts, total of 10, well, kind of, and you will see what I mean in end of this video. Also, we are having 9 Demiguises in Hogsmeade, and 11 Demiguises are located around the world in hamlets. Some of them you might be able to collect before getting upgrades for your Alohomora spell. But we are focusing in this video first on the castle and on the Hogsmeade. After that we are collecting everything else. Because there is 30 Demiguises that you can collect. Well, actually there is 32, but somehow 2 of them are disappearing after you are getting the Alohomora spell. We are doing this all for 100% completion and also to unlock everything, aka Alohomora and its upgrades. So levels 1, 2 and 3. So, how you can start this quest? The quest becomes available after completing Percival Rackham's trial in Hogwarts Legacy. Pretty much the full season of the game. When you are waking up, at some point you should see an owl post from the moon and he is asking for your help. And what we need to do, we need to meet him in the facility tower. Unfortunately, I didn't have this location unlocked, so we have to run a little bit, so sorry about that. And hopefully this guide will be helpful to you. If it is, I will so much appreciate your likes, your comments, of course your subscription. And if you want to take things one step further, we have channel memberships available in the channel, so consider joining because you are getting some extra perks like custom emojis to use in live chats, in comments. Also, you are getting early access to some of my videos just like this one, so don't miss the opportunity. But without further talking, let's start the quest. And note, this quest is actually changing to the quest called The Man Behind the Moons. A little bit later on, of course.
Once you've completed the necessary tasks, come and find me in the greenhouse.
Hello again, Mr. Moon.
Oh, I was hoping to see you again, my young friend. Gladwin Moon, Hogwarts caretaker, at your service. First, please allow me to apologize if I seemed a bit, unsteady when we last met. I'm afraid I had a rather disconcerting encounter. Although I hear your visit to Hogsmeade was even more eventful than mine.
I suppose you could call it eventful. I certainly wasn't expecting a troll attack.
Oh, of course not. And from what I understand, the village was lucky you were there. In fact, my recent visit to Hogsmeade is the reason I was hoping to bump into you. I could use your help with something. Do you see that curious statue over there? Watch what happens when that light changes from day to night. Now, if you wouldn't mind humoring me for a moment, see if you can remove the moon from the statue. Ooh, odd little contraptions, aren't they? It seems the statue vanishes once the moon is removed. Which, incidentally, can only be done at night. Why don't you hold on to that one for now, and I'll explain more as we walk. Ever since that fateful day in the village, those curious statues have begun appearing about the castle. A fair number have been strewn around Hogsmeade. Someone, it seems, is trying to torment me. You see, that day in Hogsmeade, I turned a corner and came face to face with a boggart, or shapeshifter if you will, which takes the form of whatever scares you most. This one took the form of a demiguise.
A demiguise?
Yes! Terrifying creature that can see the future. Wholly unnerving. I encountered one when I was a lad in Korea. Terrible experience. Those statues are demiguises. The moons, I assume, are an uninspired play on my name. Some jackanapes used a boggart to learn my greatest fear and use it against me. I have my suspicion as to the scoundrel or scoundrels responsible. It is my hope that they will slip up and reveal themselves as the statues disappear. That is why I need your help in removing the statues.
Why me?
A couple of reasons, frankly. First, your daring do against those trolls in Hogsmeade has gained you a reputation for fearlessness. Second, as macabre and hideous as a demiguise is, most would find my fear of them unwarranted. You, however, have seen how they affect me. I'm at my wit's end, young friend. I simply can't bring myself to go near them. In fact, I know of 2 statues right here in the faculty tower. Perhaps you could start simply by removing them, so I can go about my evening duties.
I'd be glad to help. But what about curfew? Alohomora.
Well done! You're in! Remember,
Revelio.
use a disillusionment charm so no one claps eyes on you. This is a restricted area of the castle.
Revelio.
How are your students getting along this year?
Rather poorly, I'd say.
Is that so?
We're raising a generation of coddled cape flappers that can scarcely tell the difference between aconite and asphodel.
Yes, well, it's still early. Perhaps they'll improve.
You say that every year, Matilda.
This must be the prefect's bathroom.
They're saying that Ranrock's loyalists are preparing for a rebellion. Brutes. Always mucking about, stirring up trouble. Perhaps Ranrock and his lot wouldn't be so combative if the Ministry would allow them to have wands. One of those goblins comes near me, I'll hand him his hatch. Or helm, I suppose.
Revelio.
I'm not afraid of a goblin rebellion. My mark's in Professor Hector's class. I don't think she's right. What?
I hope there are no students in the hospital wing on account of my venomous tentacula. Not at the moment, no. I suppose Professor Black knows best, but the students are terribly being cancelled.
Huh. I had planned to bet a few galleons on Hufflepuff this season.
Hufflepuff? Not Ravenclaw?
I know when I see a winning bet, and Ravenclaw would not have been that. Not this year, anyway.
I'm partial to Hufflepuff myself. What was that?
What was what?
I thought I heard something. Perhaps not. Anyway, I had high hopes for Hufflepuff. I was finally going to learn the Quidditch rules.
It's a majestic sport. Encompasses the whole of the human condition.
How's that?
Well, all of the teamwork and flying about and the golden snitch. Rather a lot like life, isn't it?
Oh, I suppose I should pay closer attention in the next match, if there ever is one.
I suppose you should.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented the
Revelio. Hello, Mr. Moon. I have the moons you asked me to collect.
Oh, goodness! You're as fearless as I'd hoped. An excellent start. If we can collect more, it may shed some light on who's behind all this. Of course, I first suspected Peeves. He drove the previous caretaker, Rancorous Carp, to an early retirement with his intolerable buffoonery. But that does not explain the boggart in Hogsmeade, does it? No. I am determined, with your help, to discover the identity of my tormentor.
It's definitely intriguing. I'd like to help you solve this mystery.
You, my friend, are a gentle person and a scholar, and I have something to offer in exchange for your assistance. Now, remember, the moons are only retrievable at night. Thus, I encourage you to use a disillusionment when necessary.
How many statues are there to find?
I don't know precisely, but I've spotted dozens. Seems they're everywhere I look. You have your work cut out for you, if you were to ever unravel their meaning.
Understood.
I appreciate that.
Revelio.
Oh, I knew you were the one to ask for help. Keep at it so we can solve this mystery.
Complete the tasks I've given you, and then meet me in my classroom to learn Defindo, the severing charm. It's typically used to cut an object, but can be a powerful weapon when needed.
This was the first part of the quest, and note, you cannot collect all Demiguises from Hogwarts or Hogsmeade before you are upgrading your Alohomora. Alohomora level 2, it is actually enough. You don't need fully upgraded Alohomora in order to get every Demiguise, but you will need that to complete other things in the game. As the Caretaker Moon is telling us, the Demiguise Moons can be found in Hogwarts Castle, in Hogsmeade, and also in the Highlands.
I can bring you more moons.
You are to be commended for your bravery and valor, especially since they can only be collected at night.
This is actually the part I was talking about. We already did collect 3 of the Demiguises, as you already did see, but somehow when we return them immediately, it is only counting as 1. So yeah, 30 or 32, depends how you are counting. I'm counting every single one.
Where should I look for more Demiguise statues and moons?
All of my usual haunts, which incidentally have now become quite haunting. Here in the castle, in Hogsmeade, and believe it or not, in some of the surrounding hamlets. Oh, my tormentor is nothing if not thorough. Kept me from all my usual engagements for an eternity now.
But in total, we need 8 more from the Hogwarts, from the Hogsmeade, or even the Highlands. Totally depending how you want to do this, but I'm focusing on showing you the castle and the Hogsmeade first. So, let's go.
Mine now, Demiguise.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Alohomora. Mine now, Demiguise.
Revelio.
I cannot do this for all eternity. You've made your point. If I could undo all that happened that day, I would. What do you want? I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio. Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise. Mine now, Demiguise.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Mine now, Demiguise.
Welcome to the Hogshead. Any empty seat is yours.
Revelio.
Take your time looking about. Plenty of wonderful books to stoke a curious mind like yours.
Revelio. Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise.
Alright, so we have enough Demiguises for the upgrade for Alohomora. So let's get back to the moon. After that, hunt continues. Hogwarts and Hogsmeade first, after that everything else. Also at this point the quest has changed to the quest that you already might be doing or have been stuck with the Demiguises. So the man behind the moons.
Hello, Mr. Moon.
Oh, greetings! Any luck removing some more of those Demiguise statues?
I actually have some moons for you.
Oh, my mind feels lighter already knowing those statues are gone. I did promise to show you how to improve casting Alohomora once you'd brought me enough moons. Oh, with that knowledge, you'll be able to break open even stronger locks. However, we don't yet know who's behind these statues. Still plenty of the foul things lying in wait to torture me. Oh. If you bring me more moons, I'll show you how to cast the most powerful form of Alohomora known to wizard kind. At least known to me. Keep looking for those moons, You'll save my sanity and we may get to the bottom of whoever's behind all of this.
Pinches of Angelica, all three.
Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
If someone gets struck by a cursed broom, we do hope it's you.
Revelio. Revelio. Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise.
This was the last Demiguise from the Hogwarts Castle, so let's get into the Hogsmeade.
Alohomora.
What do we have here? A Demiguise. Mine now, Demiguise.
Revelio. Revelio.
You're worrying far too much. Nobody's looking at you.
Look at that boy.
Why did you buy me a second pair? I hate these socks.
Socks at that price can't be passed up. Be thankful you have
I'd
socks.
rather have no socks than be dancing like this.
Father, why is he dancing?
See? And you'd said the charms come out in the wash, but it
No,
hasn't.
someone so dramatic, just like your father. Anyone would think you had an affliction.
Has he been cursed?
Oh, please, can't we take these socks back to Mr. Hill and get me some
When
normal
you pay
ones?
for your own socks, then you get to choose. Until then, you'll learn to be thrifty and behave. You're starting to cause a scene.
Papa, can we really wash charms out of things?
Don't be absurd. That woman will say anything to avoid spending her canut.
Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise.
Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise.
Alohomora. Alohomora.
Mine now, Demiguise.
Instruments are expensive.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
Mine now, Demiguise.
Alohomora. Revelio.
Mine now, Demiguise.
Hello, might you have time to help with an urgent delivery?
Alohomora. Revelio.
This looks intriguing.
It must lead to something.
What do we have here? A Demiguise. Mine now, Demiguise.
You can't imagine. Revelio.
Enjoy suffering, do you?
Mine now, Demiguise.
Alohomora.
Every Demiguise Moon have been collected from the top part of the map, so now we only have the southern part. You can get in here. If you go through the mines, you can get in here from the east-south sea bog. If you can't, just complete little bit of the story, and also that is needed in order to complete this quest. Before you are starting the trial 3, you are getting the final message from the guy who is behind the moons, but let's collect the last remaining 3, even though we don't need them. At this point, if you want, you can get the last upgrade for Alohomora spell, but if you want to keep going, go ahead, there is no harm in that, but these 3 are not needed for the quest. While we are flying to our first location in the southern part of the map, well, there is a surprise, let's leave it at that.
Finally rule over wizards.
It's like a place right out of Revelio. Mine now, Demiguise. Revelio.
That naughty boy runs after anything shiny and new, he does.
Mine now.
Alohomora.
I swear, none of you have a head left on your shoulders if you do have me.
Congratulations if you did follow every step of the guide. You did it, we did it. Let's get back to the moon to get our final upgrade for Alohomora unlocking spell. Like I already said, before the trial tree we are getting the final message. So let's see what is gonna happen. But in order to finish everything we need to go back to Hogsmeade and of course report back to moon in order to finish up this quest.
Hello, Mr. Moon.
Oh, greetings! Any luck removing some more of those Demiguise statues?
I actually have some moons for you.
Dear me, you have been busy. Incredible, thank you. You're ready for the final Alohomora lesson. With this knowledge, no lock shall ever stand in your way. You have done all I asked. I only wish I knew who put those statues everywhere in the first place. Alas. If you do find more, please feel free to remove them. You'll be doing your caretaker a huge service. And if I ever find out who the bully is behind this cruel trick, I shall let you know. Thank you once again for your assistance and tenacity. Now that you've mastered Alohomora, no lock is unbreakable. But do feel free to keep finding Demiguise statues and removing those moons.
Hello.
As
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Revelio.
I suspect you are the one who has been interfering with a rather personal matter. The Demiguise statues and the moons contained therein were placed as they were for good reason. You should not meddle in the personal affairs of others.
I don't think Mr. Pemberton meant to use his own stationery. He knows something about those Demiguise moons. He's in Hogsmeade, apparently. Perhaps I shall pay him a visit. Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Hello, pardon me.
There's never been a good witch or wizard.
Pardon me, sir, but about those curious Demiguise statues I've seen.
What? Who are you? Why do you ask?
They're causing Mr. Moon terrible distress.
Ha! Good. That was the idea.
So you did create them?
Yes, I did. It was a ploy to give that pathetic oaf Moon a taste of the grief he caused me years ago. You are the one who's been pilfering them.
I am, at the request of Mr. Moon. I received your owl. On your stationery.
Ah. Well, fitting Moon would enlist a student. Too cowardly to do it himself. Hasn't changed a bit. Even when we were at school, he was a cowardly bully. Gave me a horrible nickname, which I shan't repeat. I was thrilled when we left school and he seemed gone for good. Then I started seeing him around Hogsmeade. It was too much. Even if I do take satisfaction in that his life's destiny was to be a lowly caretaker.
He is a bit much for a caretaker, but he means well. And he's terrified of those statues.
I know. You should have seen his face when that boggart appeared. Oh, priceless. That's when I knew what I needed to do. I simply didn't want to encounter him anymore. So, I shrewdly put a boggart in his path to learn his greatest fear. I then created the Demiguise statues to keep him in his place, so to speak. The moons were an inspired play on his name. It worked brilliantly. Until you started clearing them out.
Sounds as if Mr. Moon deserved what he got. But perhaps it's time you both moved on.
Fair point, I suppose. If they've terrified him, as you say, he may have learned his lesson.
Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the Demiguise statues. It was a classmate of yours that you bullied, Piers Pemberton.
Oh, I might have known. Pigtails Piers.
I don't think he likes being called that.
Of course he does. Oh, he had such flowing locks, and we used to laugh about them. I laughed the hardest of all. Clever, clever man. I'd no idea he was so devious. I must go and congratulate him. Whatever statues remain seem less terrifying now that I know they were put out by old pigtails. Continue collecting them if you like. As for me, I'm gonna go and pay a visit to my old friend.
Before ending this video, remember to leave a comment what other guides or what else you want to see on the channel. Also, huge shout out to my channel members, aka the Elite Wolfpack. You guys are super awesome and really helping me and the channel out. If you want to become part of the elites, there is a join button below this video, so consider joining. You are getting some extra perks like custom emojis, early access to some of my videos and even exclusive material. depending on the rank, but for now, let's roll the outro. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the like, hit the sub, turn on the notifications so you won't ever miss anything that I upload or when I go live. Also Wolfpack, have fun, stay safe, be strong, hope to see you in the next one. Skatha, over and out, and bye bye.